Namaskar. Good morning. This is the first Saturday of the month July, and as usual, we were supposed to be in the Vivekananda auditorium of the Hindu temple of Lemont, but instead online program we are doing, and now we are reading the Narada Bhakti Sutra. So we will be beginning with the stotra. You have already heard so many times, you can repeat with me. Yashya smarana matrena janma samsara bandhanat vimuchyate namastashmai Vishnave Prabha Vishnave. I bow down to Lord Vishnu, the great God, whose mere remembrance makes one free from the bondage of birth and death. Friends, we are studying the Narada Bhakti Sutra. Sutra means the aphorisms, and is a great philosophy putting in a small few words. That is the aphorism, Sutra. And Narada, a great soul, and he was not only a devotee, he was also a jnani. He knew that Lord is pervading everywhere, and he is the supreme consciousness from where everything has come. And at the same time, he used to put himself as a devotee, worshipping the Lord Vishnu and constantly praying to him. And thirdly, if we notice in the life of Narada, he is going on everywhere to spread the message of the Lord Vishnu. So these are the three characteristics we find in the Narada. So jnana, bhakti and karma, that was his character, this great Narada. And of course, the jnana is not possible unless you have concentrated your mind. So yogi too. This Narada is giving us the idea about the devotion. In the 14th aphorism, he said, Loka api tabat eva bhajanadi vyapara tu a sharira dharana abadi. Loka api, the social customs should be maintained. Social custom means bhajanadi vyapara, about the eating, about the dress, about different other the ethics of the society, and different society in different countries, in different times, and different things they practice. It's okay. So we will follow that. A sharira dharana. It is not mere existence, but the preservation of the health. Now we are going to realize God. And to realize God, we need a body, a physic. And utilizing that body and mind, we have to reach to God. Now, when we are having a body and mind, we are having an identity, a name, a family, a society. And society is also having some system, because when so many people are together, obviously a system has to be developed so that all can live happily. That is the social customs. And according to as per weather, the dress codes also changes. Then if you go to a cold place, they will be constantly covering their body with heavy woolen clothes, and to a warm place, not so much. A simple dress is sufficient. So different type of dress codes are also there, and same way the food. The food habits are also different. So different people in different countries, in different situations, they are eating different type of food. So wherever we are, The only thing we should always remember that we have to keep our body healthy, mind clear from all other thoughts than the God. A healthy body and a healthy mind and intellectual brain. These are the three things to realize God. So this is necessary. The Narada in the 14th verse, 14th aphorism, he is mentioning this. Until one reaches the goal, that is the love for God, the ultimate, the merging with the God, and that is the Bhakti, one should follow the social customs and practices. Loka means social customs. Loka api, even loka means social customs, social practices. Tabad eva, until then. Until then means until you realize that Brahman, realize that God, merge with the God. So we are not breaking anything. This is very important. Sometimes some people, they will be breaking the social. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he said no. Ma Sharadamani Devi also said, he has not come to break, but to develop whatever we have from there towards God. Always positive. Whatever you have, we have to break and you have to destroy and then build on something. Not like that. The true devotee will never do that. The one who is loving God, who wants to realize God, will never do that. So this is it says Sharira Dharana. Somehow just we are existing, not like that. It should be properly maintained. Sometimes because we are thinking about God, we are not careful about our food, not cleaning our body properly, there is no routine. So what happens, then after some time you become sick and you are a burden for the society then. Then how you can serve God? And when the sick body is weak, constantly the pain is there, you cannot remember God, you cannot think about God. So this is very important. Not that we are going to get attached to the body, but we are utilizing the body for the God realization, and at the same time not to disturb others. See the training, see the method, the discipline. The realization is God just to come, oh, acha, I have lost my job, there is nothing to do, let me realize the God. It is not that thing. It's a long process. And I go to the God and pray to God, and it is not like that. It is a complete training. So body and mind should be very, very trained up, so that body and mind can help you to realize God. One cannot serve God and His creation without a healthy mind and the healthy body. Why the healthy mind means? Understanding. Sometimes some people, they think whatever they have understood, and that is final. They don't like to adjust to that. They don't like to listen to anything. They will constantly, they will go on fighting with others. Why not this? Why not that? By that way, they disturb their own tranquility. Whether that man is eating a proper food or not, that is not my lookout. Whether I am doing it or not, very, very subjective. So I cannot change the whole world, but I have to change myself. I can do that. Instead, all of us, we are so eager to make everyone perfect, not caring about myself. And result, a zero, a chaos, unnecessary. So this a very important, the aphorism, though apparently as if he is talking about the body and the mind and the food, it depends on the person's taste. Whichever food that will be beneficial for his physical health, it is okay. Sometimes some food, though may be very good, may not be good for others. So he should be careful about that, but without disturbing the social norms and customs. A man of realization considers his body and mind as God's property. He can never neglect or be careless about them. The body has been that, like the sannyasins. I remember that Swami, who was our president, Ananyanandaji. So he was sick. I told Swamiji, let us go to a doctor, and hospitals are there, Ramakrishna Mission hospitals are there. You say, I should not take any decision. I cannot. Because this body I have given to the organization, the Sangha. And if the Sangha authority, if they say, yes, you go, that means I have to go to the doctor, expenditure is there. Who is going to expend that? Of course he could. He was the president of the Advaita Ashram. He never. And we were having sufficient money. So it was not necessary that he has to take the permission. See, this is the dedication. That depending on the authority of the organization. This is called complete dedication to God. And sometimes the Swamis who are meditating in the jungle, in the cave, they'll be all the time thinking about God and God. If you like to kill me, it is okay. If you like to punish me, it is okay. And if you like to think that I should be in this position, it is also okay. So complete dedication also for those who have already realized God. And in the 15th verse aphorism it says, Tat lakshanani bachyante nana mata vedat. Tat lakshanani bachyante. Now here up to the 15, Narada was telling about different things. Now the same Narada, we are studying the Narada Bhakti Sutra, Narada's aphorism, but at the same time here the Narada is giving us the definitions that the other great sages have given. So this is the beauty of the religion, particularly the Sanatana Dharma. The freedom was there always in every field. You like to approach to God and you think this is the way we should go, okay. So there are different successful people who truly realized God, and then they gave a definition of the path. Devotion, of course, but the different definitions. So it says different viewpoints of the characteristics of the divine love have been described over here. Tat lakshanani. Tat means the devotion to God. Lakshanani means characteristics. What is the characteristics? Nana mato bhedat. The different type of opinions are also there. Bachyante. Here they are telling. Sanatana Dharma has always encouraged aspirants to reach and find out a new path. That's why in Hinduism you will find so many varieties of paths are there, ways are there, systems are there, theories are there, but no fighting. They don't fight. In the same place there will be different groups of people will be there. Only those who are very egoistic, the followers particularly, they try to, because of their own ego, they like to say, my guru is the best, your guru is not. That is the fight. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna said, Ram and Shiva, they were respectful to each other. The Rama is to consider Shiva as his guru, as his teacher. Shiva is to consider Rama as his guru, as his teacher. But the Shiva's followers, as all the ghosts and all, and the Rama's followers, the monkeys, they are fighting constantly. So that is Sri Ramakrishna, jokingly he used to say, that because these devotees, the followers, not understanding the depth of it, because of their ego, I have accepted this religion, so this is the best one, I am the king, I am the powerful man, and you have to follow me, like that they will be telling. It has nothing to do with the religion. Religion is always love only, and love gives lot of freedom. And here it says like that. Now, we will read one after another the great sages. The very first aphorism that the Narada is quoting is the Parasharya. Who is Parasharya? Parashara. The Parashara Muni, those who have read the Mahabharata, you all know. The Indian tradition, those who know it, they know the Parashara Muni. His son was Vedavyasa. Krishna Dvaipayan Vedavyasa. Krishna, because he was having the dark the body color, and Dvaipayan, he was born in a deepa, in an island. Island is the deepa. And Vedavyasa, because he categorized, we can say, systematized the Veda. Veda means the knowledge. As because the knowledge, the different gurus, different the scholars in different parts of the country, mainly in the India, Bharatvarsha, they were developing. So Vedavyasa asked his disciples, his followers, to go and collect all those. And after that, he made the different sections as if to categorize that. That is called Veda, knowledge, Vyasa, he broke, so Vedavyasa. The knowledge broke means he gave the Rig Veda, Sama Veda, Yajur Veda, Atharva Veda. And in each Veda there will be all this, we have already discussed and many of you know. So this Parasharja means the son of the Parashara Muni. This Parashara Muni is telling, the son of Parashara Muni, the Vyasa, he is thinking bhakti or devotion to God means love for worship of God. Pujadishu anuraga iti. Very simple. Pujadishu, puja adi. Now what is the puja? That we know that you have to collect the flowers and there is so many other ingredients are there. Pujadishu anuraga. And some people, they really love to do that ritualistic thing. They'll be cleaning the floor and placing the beautiful, the plate, and plate is so, they'll be cleaning the plate in such a way it will be glittering. Then they will put the flowers in the different color flowers and the sandal paste, incense sticks, they'll burn and the candle and the fruits, sweets and other food for God and the water glass for God, everything will be there. So puja adishu, adishu means all the paraphernalia, all the arrangements about the devotion, about the puja. This is also necessary. Puja adishu anuraga. They do it, anuraga, they are loving it, they love to do it. Puja adishu anuraga. Parasharja says, Vyasa says, what is devotion? Devotion is this. The first that we are hearing from another person, not Narada. Narada will come afterwards. He says, the Krishna Dvipa and Veda Vyasa, he is telling that if you have the love for that, we have seen some people, they love to do the puja so much and they are so careful about it. When they are placing the fruits and the other things for God, they'll be so careful. And somehow they are putting the fruits and then offering to the God. God is nothing but an image or a picture, not like that. The God himself is present over there. The whole place is vibrating with the joy and the purity. God has allowed me to go and offer the food. Each and everything will be so nicely placed on the plate. The other day, one of our lady devotees, she was telling her granddaughter, very hardly 5, 6 years or 7 years, she was observing that the devotee, the lady devotee, offering fruits to God. Afterwards, she told, I observed last 2 days, you are offering the fruits to God and then afterwards you are eating it. God is not eating. Then why you are giving the food to God? That's a genuine question. And the lady was telling, I was dumbfounded what to say. I told her, God eats. No, I have observed. Not a single piece was missing from there. Whatever that you gave, that you brought it down and you ate it. The God is not eating. That's true. Then why we give it? Of course it is true. That is that little girl asking the question. You see how open mind it is and how observation the children they are having nowadays, that God is not eating. When some people are eating, that means that will reduce from the plate. Nothing is there. Everything that we offer, bringing it back. And then we are taking as a prasad what we think. The gods do not eat as we eat physically, but the drishti bhoga, as Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna said, Ma Sharadamani also, that a light comes out and then touches those fruits and sanctified those fruits. That will bhoga. So that is, first is the bhoga when we are offering, that the terminology, the word is bhoga. Then when after that God has already touched it through the ray of his eye and sanctified that, it becomes prasada. Sometimes some people they say, Maharaj, we have cooked the prasada. Prasada means already offered. So these are the terminology already. The only, that is bhoga and prasada. Now the bhoga that we are offering, God is not eating, God is not drinking. We don't understand whether the God is truly there or not. But regularly, every day we are doing it with great devotion. And when the devotee is worshipping, if you listen to those mantras, the wonderful mantra, and the flower that we are offering, the flowers also, that external flower is nothing. But internally they will be chanting the mantra that my mind is the flower, I offer it to you. And these things is these I am offering to you. Like that, slowly, if one really learn what is the ritualistic worship and can love it and can practice it truly, sincerely, his mind will be purified within very short time. Within very short time. Most of the people they do as a profession, we call them the Pandit, Brahmana. So there's a profession, they are thinking when I finish it, I will go to another place. So the 2, 3, and the customer if we can have, then little, what to do, because poor people, they are earning from that way. But a true love for the puja, you cannot imagine. Slowly, the mantras that you are chanting, and you are touching your head, you are touching your chest, you are touching your hands, you are touching your knee and legs, and slowly you are feeling that you are becoming completely purified. Then within your heart, that God is sitting over there, and you are going and begging to God, praying to God, please come out. And I know that you don't have the form, but I like to see you in this form. Please, God, sit over here. And the God comes out and sitting over there. You are worshipping, washing his feet, and then offering the garland and the flower, and burning the incense sticks. You can feel that the beautiful fragrance everywhere. God is also loving. He is looking at you, smiling. Whatever food you are offering, as if he is eating, then you are offering a towel to clean his hands and drinking the water. All this as we do. And that will take the hours for that person. And when he come out of that, there's a beautiful feeling. What is that feeling? No worldliness is there. Friends, again and again we have to remember the worldliness. What is the worldliness? Attraction, attachment for the worldly objects, for the worldly things. There's sometimes the Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna used to do worship over there, and people could feel that of course Sri Ramakrishna used to see, but the other people could feel, yes, something is happening, God must have come, because the feeling. If you go to some temple, you will feel, yes, there must be something. Some of the temples beautifully decorated, but you won't feel the presence of God. It's just like the museum, beautiful museum, that's all. So what actually differ is a devotion. So this here the Vyasa is telling, Pujadishu Anuraga iti. What is devotion? Devotion to God? Pujadishu Anuraga. Not puja only. All people are doing the puja. Professional people constantly doing the puja. But the anuraga, the devotion, that is very important. So not that all the time we have to hire someone to do the puja. Anuraga is sufficient. If you sit before your own God and offer and say, I don't know the Sanskrit mantras, but oh God, please come, sit down before me, take some food, I have prepared it for you, please accept it. The satisfaction that will come within you, that is puja. Because the anuraga is very important. Anuraga means devotion, attachment to that God. That is called love with attachment to God is anuraga. Devotion, love, attached to God, that is anuraga. So this anuraga will help you. Then this is the Parashara is telling. Next comes another rishi. Katha adishu iti garga. So garga, he says, okay, that you like to do that performance, but you should also know about God. Another rishi. So all are correct. You see how the things are going. One is telling, if you are very much devoted to the ritual and doing it with love, then that is called devotion. It's a definition of the devotion. The discussion about God and singing His glory is bhakti. Now, this moment, we are discussing about God and we are discussing about His greatness. So, singing His glory, and this is the bhakti according to Rishi Garg. They are great sages. So, they developed the devotion for God, they realized God in that way. Only thinking about God, discussing about God, reading about God, hearing about God, and constantly doing that, that is called the Katha Adishu. Here also Adi. Adi means etc. So there puja, here Katha. The Katha, when you are reading about the God, sometimes some people when reading the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, they write to me, and many of you have experienced, they would really love to read it. And more and more and more, and you like it very much. Why? Because the Katha, the teachings, the word about God, that is attracting you. Why you get so much love after reading the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna? Because your mind is becoming pure. That is the sign. Yesterday someone was asking that how I will know that I am reaching towards God. These are the signs. You love to listen about God, hear about God, talk about God, sing His glory, and that is the sign. Otherwise, if your mind is not pure, you will never like these words. Rather, you will listen some other songs, some other music, and then these discussing about many other things. The good things are there. You are discussing about many other things, but not God. Whenever the discussion about God comes, you feel, oh, this is too much. This is not the right time for me. I'm still young. Afterwards, I'll think, oh, this is for only the ignorant people. Oh, we are a scientist, so we don't need the God. So all this type of things come because of your ego. And when there is too much of ego, God is away from you. God is all far away from you. So that is, we can understand, if we genuinely like to listen to God, that means the purity is developing. What is purity again? Not liking the worldly objects, name, fame, physical comfort, and all those things. So this we don't want. So we like to go to God. And whenever we are thinking about God, talking about God, there are so many varieties of songs are there. But when you listen to the song connected with the God, praising the God, you like it. That means your mind is becoming pure, already pure, to some extent. When it becomes complete, you become God. That when you are liking this thing, so the Garga is telling, Katha Adishu. Adi means the picture of God, and then the music of God, some other things about God, that is called Katha Adishu. Hearing about Him, discussing about Him, debating about Him, reciting, writing poems. Some people, they will be writing about their own experience, and some people, they go on writing every day, 1,000 times, Jai Sri Rama, Jai Sri Rama. In the UP and other places I have seen, the devoted people, they cannot concentrate their mind on the meditation, but they will go on writing. Whole day they are sitting and writing. I have to complete this 1,000, then only I will eat food, not before. So right in the morning they will sit and then go on writing. So Katha Adi issue. Adi, all these things are added. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna is also telling, Tar naam guno kirtan korte hai. Tar naam, God's name. And those who have taken the initiation, they know that God, your Guru has given the Lord's name, God's name. Apparently very simple name. But if you have the faith in the words of your Guru and go on repeating that particular name of God, it will purify your mind for sure. So that is exactly what Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna said. But along with that, you should hear about the wonderful life of that particular God, the deity. So that particular God, when you are, so Nama Guna Kirtan, Guna, the qualities. So what are the qualities? Satya. They will be so truthful. Simplicity. They will be just like a little young person. So that simplicity. The love. So these are the qualities when you are reading the biography of that particular God or goddess, about the God and goddess, you get all those things. So you are trying to imbibe, to follow, to imagining, so I am also following the same path, so I should have like this also. So slowly, your mind is also becoming broad like the sky. You start loving each and every one. You are praying for each and every one, feeling for each and every one, that you are going towards the God. So Kathadishu iti Garga. When you read the memoirs of different sages, the other people who met them, they talked about with them, that they have recorded, that is also beautiful. When you read that, you feel, oh, that's really great. They were so kind, they were so good. So this is the way that we develop our own mind. So Kathadishu Gargaha. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also, in his very famous Shiksha Ashtakam, in 8 words, he gave the teaching. His teachings are only those 8 verses. So Shiksha Ashtakam, that is beautifully, he has given all the teaching. There he is mentioning, chant the name of God and His glory. As Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also, almost 500 years before Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he was also there, the great avatara of the Lord. He was in the Bengal, and most of the last period of his life he spent in the Odisha, the neighboring state of Bengal, and he was a great lover of Jagannath Mahaprabhu. That means the Sri Krishna. Though he was an a Gyani, he traveled from the path of knowledge. But he expressed that through love because of different situation, and the God wanted him to play like that, and he is considered as a great, great soul. And he is also telling the same thing, you should chant the name of God. That this is the simplest way to purify our mind, to realize God, very simple way. In the pure Advaita Vedanta, there is no initiation as such. They will be giving you a teaching, Sravana, Manana, Nididhyasana. This is the steps. These are the steps for the Advaita Vedanta. Friends, again and again I remind myself and also to you that all the time three flows of the Hinduism are constantly mingling and again separating. So this is sometimes we mix up. When the Vedanta, the pure Advaita Vedanta, in Vedanta there are three again, the Advaita Vedanta, they say Sravana, Manana, Nididhyasana. You go and listen to your Guru. What Guru will say? Aham Brahmasmi Tattvamasi. That's all. The initiation means that you have to, initiation means accepting an ideology. And that is the ideology. I am that Supreme Self. I have to understand that. Right this moment I don't believe. So Sravana, then you are going on Manana. You are pondering and analyzing, trying to understand the thing properly, Manana. And then you merge into that, the Dhyana, Nishtha Purvak Dhyana, Nididhyasana. You are completely merging into that idea. I am that Supreme Brahman. That is the path of the Advaita Vedanta. But the Dvaita Vedanta, there are differences there. God is separate, I am separate. I have to reach to God. And to reach to God, I need the help of God Himself. How the God will help me? Through Guru. In the Bhagavata, again, with the Lord Sri Krishna is telling to Uddhava that you can go and learn from my image, that is the Guru, and that's the God's image, and respect Him in that way, and by that way you can purify your mind and can get the God realization. So the Guru is a great concept in the Indian religion, Indian philosophy. So this Guru is guiding us. How? He will give a God name and say, hey, go on, repeat that. And whatever I said, go on, repeat that. So he will go on observing you, then how you are improving slowly, slowly. But sometimes if they miss that spirit of the word, and then slowly they think, oh, I understood everything. I can analyze, I can understand, I have realized. So they deviate from the path. The ego, that works in so many different ways. That's why in Hindi, they always say, Guru ka ghar mein gai ka maapik pad raho. The gai means a cow. It's the humble animal, just lying at the door of the master. Whether the master giving food or not, you don't go anywhere. So the humbleness should be there. Why the faith? What is that faith? Whatever the Guru will give me, just repeating that, I can. So there is a story that one great sage, afterwards, when he was a young man, he wanted to take the initiation from a Guru, and Guru told, no, I am not going to give you initiation, you go in some other way. But this boy won't leave. Then two things are necessary, touch of the Guru and the word that will come out from his mouth. Then it is the initiation. He knew it. So one day when the Guru was going to bathe in the Ganga, in the Kashi, those who have gone, you know that all the steps are so the broad. So on one of the steps he was lying down on his back. So Guru should touch his chest with his holy feet. So that was his idea. So he was lying over there, and this the Guru, because that was very early morning, the Guru didn't notice. He touched the body, human body. Immediately he said, "Oh Rama." That was, he got up and said, "I got your touch, and also I got the mantra." By repeating that mantra, he became very famous. He realized the God. So the faith is the main thing. When the Guru is telling Kathadishu iti Garga, the Garga Muni is telling Katha, that the word about God. So the first comes the name. This our Tantra system and Vaishnava system, they developed this initiation. It is not in the pure Vedanta. The Ramakrishna mission has, because we combine all the paths. So though we are followers of the Advaita Vedanta, we have taken the system of the initiation from the Tantra and also from the Vaishnava, the system, because nothing wrong in it. It helps a lot for the ordinary people. So first is the name of God, repeating. And when you are developing the love for that name, and slowly you are visualizing those words that the Guru has given to you is floating before you. You can see those words. Then you like to see those beautiful glittering words are coming out from within you and floating and going and merging in the person of the Ishta. And otherwise only the mantra all floating all around you. And you are just sitting within that, the beautiful name of God. So that is the way. You are forgetting the world. You are forgetting other thoughts. The moment you can disconnect yourself from the worldly thoughts, maybe for a minute, maybe for a few minutes or an hour, is a great. And immediately, just that minute will purify your mind. And that effect will develop love within you for God. So the Garga is telling Kathadishu Garga. Atmarati abirodhena iti Shandilya. Atmarati abirodhena. The Shandilya, first our Vyasa said the ritual, Pujadishu. Garg said Kathadishu. Shandilya Muni said, if you love God as your own self, then what happened? You are constantly meditating. You are trying to see God within your heart, and the God which is all light, all joy, the eternity is sitting within your heart and everywhere, as if that's wonderful, the picture of God or the image of God or the presence of God, and you withdraw all your mind from the external objects of this world and feel like sitting at the feet of the God constantly, who is sitting within your heart. So this Shandilya also in this way, Atma Rati. Atma Rati means is a love and the joy, the play with the Atman. Who is that Atman? That God. Atma Rati abirodhena, without breaking. Sometimes I see, again I go out for some work, again I think something, not like that. Abirodhena. It will be constantly, continuously, that will go. So, Atmarati abirodhena iti Shandilya. Bhakti is devotion to God as one's own self. So, this is the Shandilya Muni suggesting meditation. The one is suggesting action, another is suggesting knowledge, another is suggesting meditation. See, in three different ways. The first one, he said that you should do the puja, perform puja, love puja, action. So you have to do that. The second one, Garga said that you should think about him, talk about him, learn about him, read about him. So by that way, and the next it says you're constantly meditating that you are that supreme God. So this is the way also Shandila. Now we come to Narada. What the Narada said? Narada is combining the whole thing. And this is what Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna said in the present day world. This is the only path, very easy path. For each and every one, wherever they are, in whatever religion and whatever customs they may be. Naradastu tad arpita akhila acharata tad vishmarane paramo vyakulata iti. Iti concludes. So Narada says, when all other actions are dedicated to God, tad arpita, arpita, and that is giving, offering, all actions. The action means, those who are following my class, you all know, many a times I said, there are 3 different ways we work. One is physically, another mentally, third through words, bachika, kayika, then manasika and bachika. The kayika, the Sanskrit word kayika means the physically, manasika means mentally, and bachika through words. So one must be very, very careful. So whenever, whatever we are thinking, we are saying, or we are doing, all should be offered to God. Can we do that, offering God any bad things? So no. So obviously we should be constantly performing good work and think positively for other people, never criticizing, and will not say any single word that can harm others. So that is the way Narada says, tad arpita akhila acharata. And second line, he is telling, tad vishmarane paramo vyakulata iti. And if I forget that God even for a second, I feel really very sad. Paramo vyakulata. Then it says that when all other actions are dedicated to God and when one feels pang in heart for being forgetful of God for a moment, that is true bhakti. Whom I love, I like to keep that, my beloved, all the time before me. If I forget that, even for a moment, that means Narada, what he is doing, it's called complete self-surrender. Naham, tu. Complete self-surrender. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna is telling, if you can completely surrender yourself to God, God will take care of you. Otherwise it is not possible. The one day, those are all stories, one day the Lord Vishnu and the Lakshmi, they were sitting. Then a person was coming, he was a blind person, and some other people, they were teasing him. But the blind one was going on singing the name of the Lord, Vishnu. Oh Krishna, something like that he was saying. But the other people, sometimes some urchins, sometimes they will be teasing that blind man. Then the goddess said, why don't you go and save your devotee? Vishnu told, look, what is, just watch that. Then after some time, that man stopped taking the name of God, and with the stick that he was using, so he raised that stick and started beating the people who were teasing him. You see, he has already taken up on his own to protect himself, so God is not necessary there. The Vishnu said like that. This is a story. That means, if like a baby on the lap of the mother, one can be on the lap of God, I don't know anything except the God, except the Lord, except my Divine Mother. So that is called tad arpita akhila acharata tad vishmarane, complete dedication to God. External activities to generate devotion and repeating the name of God, singing the glory, listening and discussing and meditating, all these the culminate in self-surrender for the forgetfulness of one's own self. Tad vishmarane, it is said, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu again, in his Shikshastakam, he mentioned, Shunnaitam jagat sarvam govinda birahane birahena me. Me, to me, biraha means that separation. Shunnaitam, it becomes completely vacant. When the God is not there, Govinda is not there, then this whole world becomes nothing but an empty space for me. That is, he says. But when we will afterwards in different phases we will be discussing about the Narada Bhakti Sutra, Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna said this is the path, and in the Ramakrishna mission you have observed that we work, the Ramakrishna mission monks, they work, and according to the demand of the society we work. In the Europe and America where only the philosophy is necessary, they give the talk, they organize the seminar, etc. But in the countries like India, Bangladesh, Nepal and many other places where the services are necessary, where people, the government is not that way supporting those people, so the private organizations are also supporting. So we are having the hospitals, colleges, schools, and so many variety, orphanages, and of course the relief work. That we are serving God, the living God, not like a social, social service. It is the puja, it is the worship that we are doing by with these all activities. But at the same time, these monks, again meditating and praying, and when he is all alone in the shrine, he will be crying and praying to God for his devotion. So tad arpita akhila acharata, whatever that we have done, I am not doing, Lord. It is you only, in the form of the illiterate, in the form of the poor. You are coming and you are giving me the opportunity to offer the service. I am doing that. Tad arpita. And then Vishmarane parama vyakulata. God, I went over there. When I saw those poor people, I forgot you. And then I was thinking, I am giving the doles, I am giving the donations. Oh, that was a great mistake on my part. So these are the way the practices are going on, spiritual practices. Is it possible? Is there any that type of, when they say, tad arpita akhila acharata tad vishmarane parama vyakulata, is the examples are there? The Narada is telling, the 20th verse, he says, astameba mebam, astveba me eba, asteva mebam, asti eba ebam. That means, asti ebam means that means that is the examples are also there. So what is the example? The hundreds and thousands of holy men and women are the example. They are constantly doing it. Now, in the 21 the verse, it says, aphorism, yatha braja gopikanam. But the braja gopikanam means the braja gopi, they are the example. Narada himself is giving the braja gopis. The braja gopis, they are so wonderful. I will read a little passage from Swami Vivekananda, where Vivekananda is writing, Gopi Leela, the divine play of the gopis, is the acme of the religion of love, in which individuality vanishes and there is communion. It is in this Leela that Sri Krishna shows what he teaches. Give up everything for me. Go and take shelter under Vrindavan Leela to understand Bhakti. This is a big passage. As a first para, I am just reading to you. So this is the way, the devotion. Then Yatha Braja Gopikanam. And those who have read this, they know. Natatrapi Mahatma Jnana Vismrita Bada. Vismrita Bada. Whenever we are coming very close to a person, then slowly we forget, maybe that is a great personality, but we forget because of the too much of mixing with him, that he is nothing but God. He is a great pure soul. That we forget. In the life of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he found that one of his Shevaka, who was there for a long time serving the Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, and slowly he forgot that Sri Ramakrishna is nothing but God. He started teasing him. If I am not here, who will feed you? Who will look after you? Without me, you are nothing. Whenever that ego comes, that separates that person from that holy man. The Sri Ramakrishna's, that Shevaka was taken away by the God. Gopikas were not that. So that is he says over here, not tatrapi Mahatma Jnana. Mahatma Jnana, that's Sri Krishna. Though we are talking with him and playing with him and everything that we are doing, we should not forget that Sri Krishna is nothing but the God. So this is the way. Otherwise, tat vihinam jaranam eva. Otherwise, it will be just ordinary base, the love story. So this is what they always think. We have to keep in mind. And the last verse, 24th, I will conclude with this. Nasteva tasminstat sukha sukhitvam. In the physical love, lover do not become happy in the joy of the beloved. So when I give everything and the God is happy, I am happy. Whether God has given me anything or not, I don't care. I don't think about that. That is called love. Swami Vivekananda said, love knows no barter. The barter means exchange of things. Love knows no barter. So I am loving you, I am caring you, I am giving you, so you will also give me. So not like that. So this is the friends we will discuss once again in our next class. So now we will see that if there is any question, we will try to answer and then we will conclude with Shanti.
So Bhanu Goshal is asking the first question, can I offer any food made from any meal to Lord?
If you truly love God, you can offer any food that you are going to eat. Before eating, you can always offer that. In the Ramakrishna tradition, if you go to any ashrama, that before eating, they will be chanting a mantra. And other ashramas are also there. The Brahmarpanam, Brahmahavi, Brahmagno. Of course, it is a Vedantic way of offering the food. So, but still they always remember it. So you can offer whatever we are going to eat, that can be offered to God, because I love God and I love this food, God, and naturally my God will also love it. You can offer it.
The next question is from Shriya Gupta. Can a person worship Vishnu as Sri Ramakrishna just like Narada Muni worshipped Vishnu?
Of course you can. That if you have read the biography of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, his father, the Shudiram Chattopadhyay, he saw that the Lord Vishnu, he is coming and asking, "Oh, Shudiram, I like to come as your son." The Shudiram Chattopadhyay, the poor Brahmin, rather instead of becoming very happy that God is coming as my son, he was very afraid because he was a lover of God. So he said, "Sad, I'm very poor. I won't be able to serve you properly." So then the Lord Vishnu smiled and said, "You need not to think about it." Vishnu became Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. Of course you can worship like that.
The next question is from Anandita Chakraborty. She is asking, we typically recite Om Brahmarpanam before meal, but through Brahmarpanam, do we not offer every other action to God?
Of course we can do that, but it is just, when we are eating, and that time the mind becomes very, the food is something that the body and the mind wants, so we forget that time that we are divine. So to remind that anything that you are doing, you are eating, your hands is touching the food, your mouth is taking, everything is nothing but the same God. That's ultimate, that Vedantic idea, that is reminded through that. You can do any time, of course, why not?
Akshay Bhatia is asking, sir, can you kindly explain how we can increase our mind towards God?
How we can increase our mind
Towards God, towards the Lord.
Towards the Lord. Increase mind.
Mindness.
No, that means concentration.
Mindness.
So this is only at the Lord Sri Krishna. He, as the Arjuna asked this question, and he said, you have to go on repeating. Abhyasena tu kaunteya. Is it through repetition, we can reach to that height, that goal. So this is the only way, and there is no other way. And second is, if you truly love God, slowly you have to withdraw your mind from the sense objects. That there is a beautiful custom among the Hindus, that when someone is dead, then his son or daughter, they will go and then they will offer a particular fruit which they truly love, that they will offer to God and say, I am not going to eat it ever in my life because I am giving it to God. I offer this thing. Maybe you know about that. And they will never eat it. They are restraining. Though they love to eat that, but they will restrain, they will control. That is the way we learn to control, to withdraw our senses. And so, abhyasena tu kaunteya vairagyena cha griyate. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is telling, abhyasa, constant, regular practice, and second, by understanding that all these things are just temporary, nothing is going to be permanent, give those up.
Tuhin is asking, should I worship my Guru the same way I worship my God whom I love?
Of course, the Guru is the image of your God. So that worshipping Guru doesn't mean that you have to go and wash his feet and nothing like that. Rather, whatever the instructions the Guru has given, that is, repeat the name of God, that you should do, and that will help you.
The next question is from Abhu Nirek. He's saying, how do we self-surrender?
Oh, this is, again, it's a long practice, but if we can, that is the ultimate of religion, Vivek, that's the ultimate of religion, the self-surrender. When we are grown-up people, we are having our ego, we are having our all plans, programs, ideas. Now suddenly we give it all to God and become like a small little baby on the lap of the mother. Do you think it is so easy? But that is the highest of the spirituality. If someone can do it, that is great. Again, it is practice slowly. I don't know, please tell me, what should I do? Any problem comes, go to your God, sit before the God and pray to God, this is the problem I have to solve, and please guide me, tell me what to do, and you will get the guidance. Because Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna said God is there. And if you genuinely pray to God, God will listen, God will help. And if that is not successful, don't break the heart, because that may be that was not good for us. So that's why the God has not given that, what's called, blessed that particular prayer. Thank you.
The next user is asking, Dear Swami, how can one love God in others without becoming attached to others in the same way, same time? Love to God.
So if you love others as God, there will be no bondage. If you are loving others as themselves, then that is the attachment. So loving the God in those people, in those objects, that is completely different. There will be no attachment. Because when you are thinking about God, automatically the attachment will go away. Attachment is connected with the ahamkara. Ahamkara, I am loving, I am liking. So that ahamkara won't be there. So obviously that attachment will go away if we truly see God. But that is very, very difficult. That is the reason we should try to practice it in our shrine, in the photo, in the image, and sometimes slowly, and practicing to see God in the living beings. But that is a good practice. Swami Vivekananda said, each soul is potentially divine. So when you are remembering that and talking with people, serving them, but sometimes we get attached to that too. Again we have to withdraw. So this is all practice. You will be successful. The God will bless you.
The next question is from Anandita. She is asking, how do we reconcile sincere self-effort and complete surrender to God on the practical plane? Or is it the result that we are surrendering?
Exactly. It's the result that we are surrendering. And sincere self-effort, that is the method. But not with ego, but with self-confidence. And when you are saying to God, this much I can do, God, I don't know much, this is my capacity, please help me. And you will see everything will be successful. And at that time you should be very careful when all the praise are coming because of the success. You should be humble and go to God and say, because of you, O God, I have become successful. And that is called self-surrender. Thank you. Let us say Shanti 3 times and we conclude. Om Shanti, 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat.